All right, so today I'm going to be presenting my service learning project on Mercy Street. And for my service project, I volunteered with Mercy Street, and it is a nonprofit organization located in West Dallas. Mercy Street focuses on youth development through sports, mentoring, leadership, and educational support. Their mission is to empower kids spiritually, academically, and athletically, especially those growing up in under resourced communities. So the organization was founded in 2009, and since then they've worked to create safe environments and opportunities for kids to grow and succeed. And one thing that stood out to me is Mercy Street, is that they truly care about building, relationships and helping young people develop confidence and character. So, through this experience, I was able to connect several management principles from class to real life. So the first principle I connected to my experience was decision-making and cognitive biases. This was from chapter 7, and decision-making is a process of choosing the best course of action. But sometimes our emotions, assumptions, or biases can affect these choices that we make. So at Mercy Street, I had to work with a lot of different personalities and situations, and that required patience and self-control. So there were moments where it would have been easy to react emotionally and become frustrated, but I learned how important it is to stay calm. Through this experience, if I was told, not to let kids go, behind the walls, or, to roam off, and, I told them to come back and they weren't listening, it's easy to get frustrated. But staying patient and, handling it responsibly and being an adult in that situation helped me realize that is the correct course of action, truly. And so it's very important for me. And so the second management principle connected to my experience was control systems from chapter 11. So control systems are used by managers to make sure goals are being met and everything stays organized and effective. And at Mercy Street, I saw it through the structure and activities that we did, and the way volunteers and staff worked together to keep things running smoothly. There were organizations behind everything we did, from keeping kids engaged in activities to making sure everyone followed instructions and stayed safe. I also noticed that sometimes plans had to change depending on a situation, whether it was weather, whether it was, they felt like something could benefit the kids better. I was able to watch this in real time, and adjustments were made quickly to keep everything moving in a positive direction. And so the third principle I connected to my experience was leadership from chapter 14. So leadership is about influencing and serving others through character, communication, and lead by example. So, at Mercy Street, leadership was demonstrated every day through encouragement, mentoring, teamwork, and patience. I learned that leadership is not just about telling people what to do, and real leadership is about setting a good example. I didn't realize how much kids looked up to me just because I was older, or just because I played a sport, or just because I was in college. And to me, it really changed my mindset on how much of an impact I have on the youth, and that really changed the perspective for me. It makes me want to be a good leader and lead by example, right? They've always said lead by example. It's cliche, but it has a profound impact. And, volunteering at Mercy Street was, huge for me to realize this. And so overall, this project had a strong personal and professional impact on me. Personally, it helped me grow in empathy and gave me a better understanding of people from different backgrounds in life. Professionally, I developed leadership skills, communication skills, teamwork experiences, and mentoring abilities that will benefit me in the future, not only in relationships, but also in my careers. I think one of the biggest takeaways from my experience is that management principles are not just concepts in a textbook. They are skills, that can be applied in real life situations. So thank you for listening.